India credit officer vacancy is now out. Time is for a quick flashback. Let's revisit our 2024 success sessions. We can proudly say that we are the only platform which has produced results in UBI in such magnitude, and you can find success stories of UBI credit nowhere apart from Knowledgist. So, time is to check the success sessions and prepare for the next batch. The course link and everything is given in the description in our application and website. Go and visit them. Before that, you watch this video carefully.
So we are going to discuss RAROC, credit management, one of the most important chapters of credit management, that is RAROC, risk adjusted return on capital. ठीक है, तो आज के सेशन में हम RAROC के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. PNBSO क्रेडिट बाकी क्रेडिट ऑफिसर के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एंड इट्स ए वेरी जनरल टॉपिक. अगर आप बैंक में हैं तो आपको जानना है कि जो क्रेडिट का प्राइसिंग होता है, लोन का जो प्राइसिंग होता है वो क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट होता है और क्या क्या फीचर्स उसमें होते हैं. जैसे पहले MCLR, बेस रेट, ये सब था, तो अब उसको मूव करके क्यों एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क लिंक्ड लेंडिंग रेट किया गया है. व्हाई नाउअडेज देयर आर एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क रिलेटेड लेंडिंग रेट, plus what are the things that drives the price of a loan product of a bank. We are going to discuss all that. Those who are also preparing for interview, RAROC, they just ask a full form of RAROC, and just to elaborate what is RAROC. So it is one of the most common chapters you will be understanding once you read or go through the concepts of RAROC. आपको पता चलेगा कि ये क्यों एक common chapter है. ठीक है. Salesperson can enjoy this class on their own interest. बैंकिंग में आजकल सब कुछ, जैसे आपके एग्जाम में भी कुछ क्रेडिट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस थे, तो आप अगर जानना चाहते हैं अपने मर्जी से क्लास में रह सकते हैं, नॉलेज कुछ गेन होगा, नहीं तो आप इंटरनल क्लासेस फॉलो करिए. ठीक है. यस, दिस क्लास इज फॉर एवरीबडी हु इज ए बैंकर. अगर इफ यू आर एन aspiring banker, then this class is for you to understanding what is RAROC, right? If you want to be a banker or a banker, this class is all for all of you, right? I think my class and everything is okay, right? Class name of the class: importance and application of RAROC, risk adjusted return on capital, right? What we are going to understand: first concept, RAPM, RORAC, RAROC, importance of RAROC, application of RAROC, concept and utility of RORWA. Introduction: lending rates reflecting the cost of credit significantly impact the economic activity. जो rate of interest होता है किसी भी बैंक के लोन का, the rate of interest in any bank's loan is a very crucial product. Based on that, your profitability depends. And why a profitability is a very important thing in banking? Because you have an on-written commitment towards your, in fact, a written communication or a written promise you have given to your depositors that you will return their money back to them with an additional interest. In order to keep your promise, you need to deliver or you need to generate profit. आप अपने depositors को, investor को ये बताते हो, ये गारंटी देते हो कि आपका पैसा हम इंटरेस्ट के साथ आपको वापस करेंगे. तो ये इंटरेस्ट एक्स्ट्रा मनी आप लाएंगे कहां से? फ्रॉम वेयर यू विल गेट दिस एडिशनल अमाउंट ऑफ मनी? यू विल बी गेटिंग इट फ्रॉम अर्निंग फ्रॉम बैंक्स लोन, राइट? बिकॉज आज पर सेक्शन 5B ऑफ बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट, व्हाट इज द कोर एक्टिविटी ऑफ बैंकिंग? बैंकिंग का कोर एक्टिविटी क्या है? व्हाट इज द कोर एक्टिविटी ऑफ बैंकिंग as per section 5B of banking regulation act? Arranging deposit, taking deposit from public, and lending and investing it for the purpose of profit, right? So lending rates decides the bank's success, bank's failure, and you cannot lend below the cost of funds of the bank. आप बैंक के cost of funds के नीचे lend कर नहीं सकते. There is only one product in reserve formulated by RBI where you can lend below your cost of fund. Minimum below that rate you can never fund. जो आपका cost of fund है, जैसे repo rate plus spread, below that you cannot even fund to your directors. Director को तो आप direct loan भी नहीं दे सकते. To your kin, to your known people, to your biggest client, even you cannot go below that rate. In only one case you can go below the cost of fund is DRI, differential rate of interest. So I was talking about the loan pricing. So loan pricing is the most important factor in any bank's business. आपका अगर pricing सही नहीं होगा, if your pricing will not be that effective, then you will never generate profit. Lower interest rates tend to stimulate economic growth, while higher rates can dampen lending and slow growth. ठीक है, इंडिया का ग्रोथ अभी स्लो हुआ था, फिलहाल आपने देखा होगा स्लो रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ था. Why slow rate of growth? Because repo rate are higher. Higher the rate, higher the repo rate, higher the cost of fund for the bank. So higher the cost of fund, higher the lending rates. So when interest rates are high, you are not going to take so many loans. You will restore to normal methods of funding yourself, right? आप जैसे अपना सेविंग्स ब्रेक करके इन्वेस्टमेंट अपना काम चलाएंगे तो आप बहुत ज्यादा लोन नहीं लेंगे. यू विल नॉट बी टेकिंग सो मच ऑफ लोन, सो दैट विल hamper the growth rate of any country. We have just seen it. So RBI was become bound to slash the interest rates. So policymakers focus on improving the transmission of monetary policy through interest rate changes. Globally, the banking industry following 2007 to 2008 financial crisis acknowledges the importance of the regulatory and economic factors in credit pricing. Regulatory measures like DODD Frank Act in the US and Basel III standards have shaped the approach of the credit pricing in the banking sector. तो इसमें बेसल पॉलिसी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आपका रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट क्या होगा लोन्स में. फेयर प्राइसिंग ऑफ क्रेडिट इज क्रिटिकल फॉर बोथ बैंक्स एंड बोरोवर्स. सो इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि एक्सोर्बिटेंट रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट विल बी देयर इन लोन्स. दिस doesn't mean that for effective rate of interest banks would not charge exorbitant rate of interest from you. Then what will be the difference between the local money lenders and the formal system of banking? So that's why they have to keep a balance, they have to keep a equilibrium between high lending rate and low lending rate. The rates should not be so low that banks will fall. Again, the rates will not be so unaffordable that people cannot take loans from banking system. That's why there is a fair practice code of lending by Reserve Bank of India. Yes. Pricing aims to generate acceptable returns for the lender, considering return on equity and return on assets while ensuring appropriate risk-adjusted returns. Loan pricing affects the prudential aspects of a bank, including capital adequacy, asset quality, management, and earnings. See, when you know that you are borrowing at 6.25% in repo from Reserve Bank of India, by taking just 1% margin, like at 7.25, can you provide loans? Isn't it as simple as that? कि इतना सब कैलकुलेशन करने की क्या जरूरत है? Why you should put so much of calculation? You are borrowing at 6.25%. 1% you take as your margin or as your profit. To say for 2% take as margin, you keep loans at 8.25. This is as simple as that. So why there is a special class is being taken by Pravanjan sir? Why banks are doing so much of calculation? Why to release key fact statement? Then APR देखकर कोई आदमी लोन नहीं लेगा. What is APR? Not annualized annual personalized rate, annual percentage rate. कितने परसेंटेज में इफेक्टिवली लोन मिल रहा है, that is annual percentage rate. APR, not annual person. किसी ने लिखा और मैंने देख लिया, so I also repeated that. Annual percentage rate, APR. It's very important. आपको MCQ आएगा. Annual percentage rate, right? So why is so much of calculation? Because there are risks associated with lending. There are counterparty risk. There are default risk. 20% of your customer are going to default on a loan. So then what will you do? It is not as simple as that. You are taking loan at 6% and you are giving people at 8%. 2% is your margin. This is not as simple as that. This is not a trading business. You buy a product at ₹100. Your profit is 20 rupees, you sell at 120 and you generate profit. This is gross profit. Then you then you deduct transportation other cost, that is some operating cost. Then you arrive at a final profit of ₹10. This is not like that, because in banks there will be some loan will go to NPA. So you have to adjust that risk on your capital. You have to find out how much of your capital is on risk. When you give loans, because it is a portion of your capital. You have seen in our Basel norms that you have to maintain a good capital adequacy in order to give loan. आपको लोन देने के लिए अच्छा capital adequacy होना बहुत जरूरी है, ठीक है. So how much of your capital is on risk? Because in every loan, if the RWA is 125% or maybe say 100%, then you have to maintain CRAR of 11.5%. So your 11.5% is given as a loan. In every 100 crore loan, 11.5% of your capital is being given to the customers. So your 11.5% may be at stake if there are defaults. Say in 10% cases there are defaults, then 1.15 crore is not going to get returned to you. ठीक है, कभी आपका 1.5 करोड़ वापस नहीं आएगा, right? So effective loan price is very much essential for capital adequacy norms, asset quality, management of earnings, even for your asset liability management, ALM के लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है, ठीक है. This was just a sample session. ये एक sample session ही था. complete session और पूरे syllabus के लिए आपको register करना होगा Knowledgist के dedicated course से. Course का link and everything is available in the description, comment section, also in your application and in your website. So don't hesitate to join from there. Thank you.